Hello everyone, welcome to Homeovision. Myself Dr. Naveen. Today in this class we will discuss about the classifications of repertory. So this is the 5 marks or 10 marks question for university theory exam. In this video we will discuss about the definition of repertory and the classification of repertory. Coming to definition of repertory. Repertory, it is a systematically and logically arranged index to the homeopathic mathematica, which is full of information collected from toxicology, drug proving and the clinical experience. So what is repertory? Repertory, it is a systematically and logically arranged index to homeopathic mathematica. So where we will get this information? So this information is collected, that is the symptoms are collected from the toxicology source, the drug proving and the clinical experience. So it is an index catalog of symptoms of mathematica that is neatly arranged in a practical form so as to indicate relative gradation of the drug and to facilitate to quick sensation of the indicated remedy. So it is a catalog of symptoms of mathematica which are neatly arranged. So these symptoms or rubrics, those are arranged in a practical form. So those are helpful for the quick prescription and also to understand the drug with gradation. So this is the definition of repertory. So next coming to what is the need for classification of repertory, why we need to classify those repertory. So this is the 3 marks question. The number of repertories available for reference has increased manifold since Bonninghausen published the first repertory. So after the publication of Bonninghausen's repertory, so there are many number of repertories are came to references. So many different repertories available for prescription. So there is a need for logical grouping of these repertories. So there are many repertories available. So we have to logically arrange these repertories for the practical purpose. So it is necessary to classify them so that the busy practitioner can utilize the right repertory at the right time. So it is necessary to classify these repertories so that we have to use the right repertory at the right time. So this is the need for classification of the repertory. Next we will see the classification according to Dr. S.K. Tiwari. So this classification is taken from the Essential of Repertorization by S.K. Tiwari. So he classified into 5 types. Those are, first one is based on the philosophical concept, that is logico-utilitarian. Next one is concordance, that is Puritan group. Next is clinical repertories, card repertories and mechanically aided repertories. We will see one by one. First one is based on the philosophical concept, that is logico-utilitarian repertories. So these repertories have a distinctive principle of their own. So these repertories have based on the distinctive principles. To understand these philosophical concept, to understand these repertories, we must know the philosophical concept of that repertory. In this type of repertories, indexing of the symptom is done in the form of rubrics. These rubrics are constructed and arranged on the definite logic to meet its utility. So in logico-utilitarian repertories, we use the rubrics. So these rubrics are constructed and arranged on a definite logic to meet its utility. So there are again 2 types of this logico-utilitarian repertories. One is based on the concept of general to particular. So here the generals are given more importance, then they follow the characteristic particulars. So here the more importance is given to general symptom. So what are the examples of the repertories based on the concept of general to particular? Those are repertory of homeopathic mathematica by Dr. J.T. Kent, Lippes repertory, complete repertory and repertorium universale by Janderwood. So these are the examples for the repertory based on the concept of general to particular. So here the most important given to general symptoms. So these are the examples. Next is based on the concept of particular to generals. So there are again 2 types. One is based on the doctrine of analogy and concomitant. The example is Therapeutic Pocketbook by Bonninghausen. Another one is based on the complete symptom, concomitant and pathological generals. The example is Boger Bonninghausen, characteristics and repertory. So these are the repertories which are based on the concept of particular to general. Next is Puritan group of repertories. Puritan group of repertories are the types of repertories where the symptoms are indexed as it is, that is in a prover's original words. Here the repertory language, that is here rubrics are not used, the symptoms are indexed as it is, that is in a prover's original words. Symptoms are indexed in related chapters and in a alphabetical order. Here the symptoms are arranged in a alphabetical order. Symptoms retain their quality as they are in a prover's words. This is a great advantage through this type of repertories. Here in Puritan group, the symptoms are arranged in a prover's language only. So this is a great advantage through this type of repertories. These repertories are also called as concordance repertories. So Puritan group of repertories are also called as concordance repertories. Here the repertories where the symptoms are indexed as it is in a prover's original words. So what are the examples of concordance repertories? The examples are the concordance repertory of the Mathematica by William D. Gentry, that is in 6 volumes, Nair repertory to hearing guiding symptoms. So these are the examples of concordance repertories. The next classification is clinical repertories. So these repertories have many clinical rubrics under different system and the medicines are grouped against the name of the disease. So in clinical repertories there is a many clinical rubrics under the different system and the medicines are grouped against the name of the disease. They again subdivided into covering the whole body, disease condition or the part. So covering the whole body, the examples are clinical repertory appended to Borix Mathematica, clinical repertory by J.H. Clarke. So this is the clinical repertory to Clarke and Borix clinical repertory. Next is disease condition or a part. So there are again two classification. One is on the specific parts, depend on the specific parts. The examples are Brady's eye, Morgan's urinary organ, Minton's uterus. Based on the clinical condition, the examples are Robert's rheumatic medicine, Bell's diarrhea and Allen's repertory of intermittent fever. So these are the examples for clinical repertories. The next classification is card repertories. Here the slips or cards arranged systematically facilitate the work of finding out the remedies. Here the rubrics and the remedies are arranged in the form of slips. Mostly it consists of punched cards. There in card repertories we use the punched cards. Card repertory was a further step to minimize the time taken for the process of repertorization. So this card repertory is evolved to minimize the time taken for the process of repertorization. A rubric is displayed on each card whereby punches is made against the drug covered by that particular rubric. So in card repertories, a rubric is displayed on each card where the punches is made against the drugs covered by that particular rubric. Not all rubrics and the drugs selected for display on the cards due to limitation of the number of cards, unlike printing matter. So this is the main disadvantages of card repertory, because if we print the all rubrics, there it takes the more printing matter and it takes the more cards. So it is practically not usable in our clinics. The examples of card repertories are Kishore card repertory, Bogar's card repertory, Field's card repertory, P. Shankaran card repertory and Sharma's card repertory. The another point is the first card repertory by William Guernsey in 1888. The first card repertory published by Dr. William Guernsey, that is in 1888. The next classification is mechanically aided repertories. So to facilitate and reduce the work of repertorization, mechanical devices were added to the field of repertory, that is computer repertories. The whole repertory as well as the process and the method of repertorization are put in the form of software. So this made the repertorization faster and easier. So in our day-to-day clinical practice, we use the software repertories, that is computer repertories. So these fall under the classification of mechanically aided repertories. So what are the examples of computer repertories? The examples are Khara, Radar, Organon 96, Mac repertory, Dolphin and HomePath. So there are many different versions of computer repertories. We will further see in the further classes. So these are the classification of repertories based on the Shashikant Tiwari classification. There is another classification based on Dr. Munir Ahmed study of repertories. So there are three major classification. One is first classification is based on the overall appearance, that is in the shape and size of that repertory. So in that again there are three types. One is book repertory, card repertory and computer based. Next one is content formatting, that is the content or the expression of that repertory. Again two types are there, Puritan group of repertories and logico-utilitarian group of repertories. The next classification is based on the group characteristics. The different types of repertory in group characteristics are general repertories, regional repertories, particular repertories, alphabetical repertories, concordance repertories, comparative repertories, pathogenic repertories, reference repertories, therapeutic digest, card repertory and computer software. So these fall under the classification of group characteristics. So we will see examples for group characteristics. For general repertory, the examples are Kent repertory and BTPB. For regional repertories, repertory of eyes by Berridis. For particular repertories, Bell's diarrhea. For alphabetical repertory, Fatak repertory. For concordance repertory, Gentry's concordance repertory. For comparative repertories, Ken's comparative repertory of homeopathic Metramedica. For pathogenic repertory, repertory to Cyclopedia of the Drug Pathogenesis by Richard Hughes. For reference repertories, Selective Remedy by Rao Bahadur Das. For therapeutic digest, Raw's Special Pathology and Diagnostics and Therapeutic Hints. For card repertories, Jugal Kishore card repertory. Computer repertories are Radar and HomePath. So these are the examples for group characteristics. So these are the classification based on Dr. Shashikant Tiwari classification and Dr. Munir Ahmed classification. The references are Essential of Repertorization by Dr. Shashikant Tiwari, Study of Repertory by Dr. Munir Ahmed. So these are the references. So this is the 5 marks question or 3 marks question for university theory exam. We will see further topics in further classes. Thank you. Like and subscribe for future reference. Thank you.